Okay, so you are on this video because you want to know how to land editing clients that will pay you more than $2,000 a month. And I can tell you right now, like debunk a limiting belief, it's possible for everybody. It doesn't matter who you are and where you live. As you can see, I am an example. English is not my native language and still I managed to land this type of clients. So here are 4 main steps that we'll be discussing in this video. And I can tell you right now, there will be no gatekeeping in this video. I will give you all of the secrets on how to land this type of clients. So there are 4 steps, as I said. First of all, becoming a leverage editor. So there is no shortcut to that. You have to actually become good at editing. And in this video, I will tell you how to do it. Second thing is leverage outreach. So as you're watching this, there is like 99% that you are doing outreach the wrong way as an editor. And how do I know that? I know that because I myself see 99% of editors making the same mistakes when it comes to outreach. So yeah, that's the second thing. The third thing is getting clients to come to you. So yeah, things like building a personal brand and referrals. And when you combine this with making good outreach messages, it's like a deadly combo of never running out of clients. And the fourth thing is scaling to $10,000 a month. Because when you do these things, you will get to a point where landing clients will not be a problem to you anymore. And then you will probably want to create your own content agency, because usually when you want to scale past $10,000 a month as an editor, you will have to have your own content agency. And I'm giving this away because I just see too many editors making the same mistakes over and over again. So yeah, watch till the end to get all of the secrets. But let's now actually see some of the case studies from my community, from people actually using this system live. So we have some bigger wins and smaller wins right there, but you can see, for example, Lucas, he was able to go from $0 to $75 a week. Like, of course, it's not a huge amount, but win is a win anyway. You can see Dai, he was able to go from $0 to $5,000 a month in just 3 weeks only editing. You can see Vishal landing a big fish, a big YouTuber through his personal brand, so through inbound leads that he got. You can see Amrit landing his first high-paying editing client that paid him more than $1,000 a month. And the biggest win, you can see Rafayat, who was able to earn 6 figures in 8 months with only video editing. And we got these people inside our community. He has a content agency. And you can also see Ivan landing a deal for $1,000 plus 40% revenue share. So these are live examples, and I am obviously also myself an example that this system actually works, and this system allows you to land these clients as an editor. So who is this video for? Because you might be thinking that it's only for beginners that want to land their first client, but actually this video is perfect for beginners, intermediate video editors, and advanced video editors. So all of the video editors, and of course content agency owners or people that want to start an agency. And that's because we'll be covering operations and scaling, as I said here. And as I also said previously, I will be not gatekeeping anything. So right after watching this video, you will have everything that you need to apply that and to land clients yourself as an editor. Chapter 1, so becoming a leverage editor, master the art of video editing. We'll cover copy work, what is copy work, and how to get your videos to look high quality in just 60 days. Because yes, I believe that you can learn video editing to a good level, like high enough level to land this type of clients in just 60 days. Next thing is skill stacking. What is skill stacking? And it's a simple way of becoming more than just an editor to destroy your competition. We'll go through that, but you will see that it's not that hard on this market to stand out in the competition of video editors. And third thing, ideation board. So how to never run out of visual ideas for your videos. I bet you are a video editor. I mean, that's why you're watching this video. And you know how hard, how time consuming, and how much creative energy you need to come up with ideas for visuals. And that's what inspiration board is for. So we'll cover that. Chapter 2, leverage 100 outreach. Boost the reply rate of your outreach. As I said, 99% of editors on the market, I see it myself, do outreach the wrong way. They just drown in the sea of the competition and they never stand out. They are never even getting a reply. And if that's you, if you're never getting a reply, then I'm about to show you how to fix that. So we'll cover freebie methods, so how to make prospects open your DM amongst hundreds of other DMs. You've been doing outreach the wrong way. As I said, I see it myself, all of the people are doing it wrong. And the second thing, booster pack hack. So how to get clients that will pay you in thousands, not in hundreds. Next thing is chapter 3. So getting clients to come to you. We'll cover personal branding, the single most valuable thing in today's world, and how to utilize it to maximum potential. And referrals. So simple way to get the warmest leads possible. Literally, referrals are the best. And at the end, chapter 4, scaling to $10,000 a month. We'll cover 2 most important things when it comes to scaling. So communication, of course, with your clients as well as with your team, because because at some point, as mentioned here, you will have to start hiring, you will have to start building a team. Communication is the hidden factor that will determine whether you will be able to scale your business. Nobody is really talking about that, but communication is very, very important. And the second thing, hiring. So how to find the best talents on the market. Okay, so let's start. Chapter 1, becoming a leverage editor. First thing, copy work. There are no shortcuts. I can tell you there are no shortcuts. You must create high quality videos. There are no shortcuts to that. You just must get your skill up there. And this sentence can sum up everything when it comes to literally like earning money, building a business, editing, of course, everything. Usually the harder something is, the less people are going to follow. This is very important and also applies to the skill of video editing, because what I mean by that is that you cannot just settle for mediocrity. You cannot just create bad edits and expect people to pay you a lot of money. You have to constantly be pushing yourself. You have to constantly look for other styles. You have to constantly try to tweak some things, like get better at color grading, get better at animation, get better at sound design, which is usually overlooked. So there are many skills when it comes to video editing, and you have to always be pushing yourself to the next level. I can sum this up by saying that you have to create edits that are the same quality as the biggest creators like Vox, Ali Abdaal, Iman Gadzhi. Literally, you have to get to their level. And the fastest way to go from a beginner to advanced editor is to copy other people. And there is a good way of doing that and a wrong way of doing that. So first I will just tell you how to do it. So you have to find your favorite style. In this example, it's a Vox video. Then you have to screenshot a frame from a video of theirs, and then you have to recreate it in your own editing software. So try to get it as close as you can. But now there is a disclaimer. Once you do that, you cannot be using that edit as your own, because that would be just copying other people. You shouldn't be doing that. So if you do this, it's only for practice. But that's how you learn editing quickly. You just copy other people. But yeah, very important thing, as I said, it should probably be written here, but it's not. You cannot be using that, for example, to promote your personal brand. You cannot be using that to outreach to people. You probably shouldn't be using that in your portfolio either. You have to create something original to do those things, and we'll get to this part later, how to do that. But first, when you're just starting out, the best thing is to just copy other people. That's why it's also called copy work. Next thing is skill stacking. You have to become more than just an editor. To earn big bucks in this market, you have to be more than just an editor. To really show you how important this step is, I listed what are these steps that are needed to create a successful YouTube video. You have to research, ideate, script a video, record a video, edit a video, create a thumbnail, post a video, and then analyze that video. So views, likes, engagement, everything. There are 8 steps, approximately, of course. You can also do more things if you want, but there are like 8 essential steps that you have to do if you want to be successful on YouTube. As you can see, that's a lot of work. Imagine how much your clients would want to delegate that to other people to just save their time. And now imagine this. We have 2 editors. Editor 1, who only knows how to edit videos, and we have editor 2, who knows how to edit videos, knows script writing, knows how to come up with good ideas, and knows how to create a thumbnail. And now think, who is more likely to land a client if they reach out to the same person? Who is more likely to land that client? I mean, the answer is pretty obvious. It's the editor 2, because he will just create much more value for the client. And now ask yourself, what is money? Money is essentially just value. Money equals value. So if you provide more value for the client, you can charge much more money. And as I said here, this is literally the difference between getting paid $1,000 per month and $3,000 per month. Literally, if you can skill stack, if you can stack as many skills as you can, if you can research, ideate, script, record, edit, create a thumbnail, post a video, and then even analyze the outcome of that video, you will be able to charge $3,000 per month per one client. That's the difference. This guy can only edit. So of course he saves some time for the client because editing is still time consuming, but this guy can just handle the whole YouTube content or any other content for the client. Imagine how it looks from the client perspective. The client has a lot of tasks, so imagine how valuable that person is for the client's business. The client has to take care of sales. The client has to take care of product development, things like management. And the thing is, all of these things here are more important than creating content. That's the reality. So this editor is not only saving time for the client, but he's also allowing the client to focus on the money-making activities, so the things that we listed here. And that's why he's able to charge this kind of money. So as a summary of skill stacking, I can tell you, try to learn as many things as you can as an editor. Do not settle for only editing. You can easily learn things like ideation, scripting, and thumbnail creation and charge 3 times as much. Okay, so the next thing is ideation board. As I said at the start, video editing is hard. And I know that because I'm an editor myself, so I understand your pain. If you have 10-minute video, you have to come up with at least 20 visual ideas throughout the video. That's the truth, because if you come up with 20 visual ideas, that's basically one visual per half a minute. So probably sometimes even more. And I understand that coming up with every new visual is draining your creative energy as an editor. That's why you should create inspiration board. So what's an inspiration board? You can see a part of my inspiration board right there. So that's basically a collection of edits that you came through in the past and you liked and you saved. And that's what you should be doing. So you should create your own inspiration board and just store cool edits or even like cool frames, literally screenshots, to be able to later come back to this and get inspiration from that. So how to do this? Create your inspiration board in Notion. When you see a frame from a video that you like, take a screenshot of that or record your screen and then paste that into your Notion. It's literally that easy, but one thing I can tell you is that a free version of Notion only allows the file to be up to 5 megabytes, so you would have to paste GIFs there and not MP4. And now a little freebie from me to you. Since you stayed up until this point in the video, I will give you my private inspiration board for free, so you can just start building up on that. You can see what I have in my inspiration board and you can start building up on that. Okay, so we covered the whole becoming a leverage editor. Now you know how to become a leverage editor. Of course, I'm not lying to you. This will not be easy and this will not be really fast. It will be at least like 2 months, but this is what you have to be doing. There is no shortcut to that. So let's go to chapter 2, leverage 100 outreach. Once you know how to edit videos, once you know how to create high quality videos like all of your favorite creators, you have to start outreaching to people to land clients. And let's start this point with a statement. 99% of editors don't know how to outreach. This is how the DMs of most of the creators look. We can go through some of them. Hi, saw your post and wanted to talk to you. It's possible. Hi mate, I'm a video editor. I can solve your problem of video editing. I can do both short form and long form. Are you looking for someone who can edit your bulk of videos? So you can pause the video and read that yourself if you want, but I want you to take a guess. What is the problem with this type of messages? I can tell you they share one thing in common. All of them don't provide anything for the person reading that. And as you can see, they were taken from my inbox, so from my private Instagram, and my Instagram has like 2200 followers. So with 2200 followers, I can tell you it's like only probably 10% of what I'm getting a month. So now imagine if I'm getting around 50 messages of this type every month, how much of these messages are bigger creator getting? And I can tell you it's literally in hundreds. There is no point in sending this type of messages. And there is one thing that all of them share in common. They don't provide any value. You will not stand out sending another one of these messages. You will just drown in the sea of other editors. You will just be the same as your competition. You have to make it worth for the prospect to open your DM. As I said, they're getting hundreds of this type of messages every month. And you might be thinking they are not reading your message because you don't have a following or you don't have a huge portfolio, but that's just not true. You just need to show your skills up front. You just have to actually put in the work. As I said here, usually the harder something is, the less people are going to do that. And that couldn't be more true with this type of outreach, because 99% of editors are doing this type of outreach and probably only 1% of editors actually provide some value. So what you should do is send them an edited sample of them for free. And I'll just use myself as an example. So identify someone who needs help with content, and how to identify somebody that needs help with content. Either their videos are shit, they just look bad, or maybe they are not consistent, or maybe their lighting is even bad and you can just suggest an upgrade, or either their scripts are bad or anything with their content is just bad. If you can identify that and you can tell them that and you can send some value for free for them up front, then you've just identified a prospect. You've just identified a person that you want to reach out to. Next thing is to edit a free sample video for them. So literally take one of their videos, put it in your editing software and just edit that, make it better, and then send it to them. Literally only 3 steps and you will stand out from 99% of your competition. 99% of people are not doing these steps. And now you might be thinking, creating a video takes a lot of time. So you're taking a huge risk because you have to probably spend like half of a day to edit a video for a client, and there is a risk that you will never even see that. So I can tell you, first of all, every creator is reading their DMs. That's just the truth. Like, no matter how big a creator is, they are reading their DMs. So if they ignore you, there is a reason for that. That's the first thing that you can be thinking. The second thing goes back here. Usually the harder something is, the less people are going to follow. So of course you're not guaranteed to get a client after editing a video for him, but it's just much better, and I can guarantee you that this method will be much faster than sending even 1,000 of this type of messages. Literally outreaching to 20 people with this method is much better than outreaching to 1,000 people with this method. Okay, so you've created an edit and now you want to send it to them. Where should you send that? Literally everywhere. Every touching point that you can find. So email, Instagram, Twitter, LinkedIn, everything. You should send them to them everywhere, and then you should follow up with them every couple of days. Don't get discouraged if they leave you unseen or if they don't see your first message. Business people are usually very busy people, so they probably just didn't see it, they just missed it because they didn't have time. So just follow up every 2 to 3 days with them. That's probably the ideal period. The freebie method breaks through all the noise. As I said, again, 99% of editors are just sending this type of messages. So you will automatically be in the top 1%. I guarantee you guys, you will be in the top 1% if you do this method. If you just send edit for free upfront. Just compare this. I can edit short form content for you versus I made this edit for you. It just shows you're proactive, and everybody in business likes proactive people. Okay, let's get to this part. So, booster pack hack. Have you ever wondered why is it that some people get paid $5,000 for editing the same stuff that other people edit for $1,000? The answer is targeting. You can see a graphic here representing targeting, and you can see probably my favorite quote from Alex Hormozi. So if you solve rich people problems, you get to charge rich people prices. That's true. Now imagine this. Let's compare two clients. We have client 1 who earns $10,000 a month. He doesn't know social media. He never recorded a video in his life, and he doesn't have any following. And now we have client 2 who earns $30,000 a month, knows social media well, records on a regular basis, and has over 100,000 followers on Instagram. And there is you with your $3,000 a month editing offer. Who do you think is more likely to buy your offer? Client 1 or client 2? Obviously the answer is pretty easy. It's going to be client 2. And why is that? Because first of all, he can just afford that. He earns $30,000 a month while this guy earns $10,000 a month. Obviously $10,000 is a lot of money, but if you want to charge them $3,000 a month, that's literally 30% of their income, and they also have to pay rent, they also have to buy groceries, they also have to pay their taxes. So client 1 just doesn't have money to continue with your service for several months. Maybe he will take you for 1 month but then instantly drop you. So first thing is that this client just has money. But now there are also other things that are important why you would want to work with client 2 and not client 1. Because client 2 knows social media well. So social media is kind of specific because literally you can do everything right and the video will still flop. But this guy knows social media, so he knows that that's the case. He knows that he'll have to have you do at least 10 videos to see if you're good and to see if your videos will perform well. So that's the first thing. The next thing is that this guy records on a regular basis. He knows how to record himself and he knows how to behave in front of the camera. And this guy never recorded a video in his life. He will have no idea how to do that. And the fourth thing that is very important is that this guy is already famous and this guy doesn't have any following. So if this guy is already famous, he has like a fan base that will always watch his videos. So it almost doesn't matter if the videos are good or bad. Obviously we want to create good videos, but if a person is very famous, his videos will get views anyway. And with this guy, it will probably take you like at least 1 month to even start producing some kind of numbers. Probably your 10 first videos on social media will not get any views. And this guy doesn't know that. So this guy will expect you to get him instant results, while this guy knows how social media works. So he knows that sometimes it takes time and sometimes even good videos can flop. Working with this client will be a pain in the ass, and working with this client will be smooth. I have a graphic here. This is how it looks. Servicing the wrong client is like trying to start a fire by rubbing 2 sticks together. It takes a lot of time, and at the start you don't see any results. While servicing the right client as a booster pack is like adding fuel to the fire. So this guy is already burning. We can compare it like that. This guy has 100,000 plus followers, so he's already burning. He's already getting views, and you will just add fuel to the fire with your editing style and with your scripts, with everything that you're doing for him, with your offer. You will just add fuel to the fire. So as a summary, I can tell you, target people who have money and who will be easy to get results for. And we can add another thing here, target people who will not be a pain in the ass to work with, who will not be nitpicky. Now we move to chapter 3. So getting clients to come to you. Let's start with my side note. If you combine these 2 things, you will never run out of clients. I can tell you, if you know how to do outreach and you build an inbound lead machine, you will never run out of clients. So that's why I include it in my system. First thing, personal branding. So you don't actually want a personal brand to just be famous, right? If you think like that, you have to rethink that, because I can tell you, you want personal brand to first of all increase trust towards your person, and second of all, build an inbound lead machine, so the thing that I was talking about here. And I will take myself as an example. As you can see, these are my personal brands. I have a little over 2,000 followers on Instagram, and I have approximately 5,500 subscribers on YouTube. So I'm literally proving to you that you don't have to have a huge following to build an inbound lead machine. With the following that I have, I was able to close clients to pay me more than $2,000 a month. You can see some proofs here, and I didn't tell you that yet, but this is a Polish currency because I'm actually from Poland. But you can look the currency conversion yourself, and you can see that it's approximately $2,500. So let's move to the sauce. Let's move to the body. How to build a personal brand. There are 3 steps that you can see right there on the screen. Choose your niche, still like an artist, and be consistent. So let's talk about the first point of choosing your niche. I can tell you it's pretty essential. Like Alex Hormozi is talking about this a lot. You have to choose your niche and then commit to that niche. You shouldn't be niche hopping. You shouldn't be switching your niche every couple of months because it's like resetting your progress. The more specific you go while still being able to get to your ICP, the better. ICP is ideal client persona or ideal client profile. So basically people that you want to target. And there is a very well-known quote in marketing that goes, when you try to appeal to everyone, you end up appealing to no one. That's why you have to choose your niche, because the more specific you can get, you will be seen as the guy in your niche. Of course, your service is editing, but for whom do you want to edit? And I should also add here, what exactly do you want to edit? So relevant niches for editing are, for example, finance, gaming, coaches, or ads. Maybe you only want to edit ads. That's why this question mark is here, because that's the decision that you have to make yourself. I cannot tell you in which niche you want to edit. And then what do you want to edit? Maybe advanced animations like some of the Danko animations, maybe YouTube editing. And with this one you can also skill stack like crazy. You can learn scripting, you can learn research, you can learn analysis, you can learn thumbnail creation. Maybe you only want to edit Instagram content. Maybe you only want to do thumbnails, because that's also possible. There are people earning a lot of money only doing thumbnails. Or maybe you want to go for something more like motion graphics. So then you would probably end up doing like, you know, promo videos or ads for companies. So that's about it. You have to choose your niche. And now we go to stealing like an artist. So the idea of stealing like an artist was introduced in this book. So what is it? It's literally taking other people's things, reworking that so it looks like you created that. That's literally it. When you see something trending on social media, you should join the trend. There is a high chance that if something went viral once, it will go viral again. And there's a disclaimer here. Of course, you don't want to just copy other people one-to-one. What you want to do is, for example, if you see a trending audio, you should take that and implement that in your next video. For example, I have it listed here, so we'll just go through that. In the case of editing, stealing like an artist applies to styles of editing. So at the beginning of this year, around January, the most sought after editing style was 3D editing, because Houston Cold started that. But you can also apply that to topics of edits. So for example, if any topic is trending, you can be creating edits about that. If there are some trending audios, you should absolutely use them. And if there are some trending visuals, you can also steal that from other people. Of course, I don't mean, as I said here, that you should be stealing that and taking that one-to-one. What I mean is that you should get inspired from that. That's why we also create the inspiration board. Not because we want to literally copy one-to-one what is here. Don't copy exactly this chart. What you want to do is get inspired. For example, you see this person talking about a topic X, and you see that he visualized it in that way. So then you can think, I'm actually going to also talk about this topic, so maybe I will just visualize it in a similar way. For example, using chart, but I will just change colors, I will change the background, I will change other things, I will change the font, and then you end up with something different but similar. You just got inspired by other creator, and that's how you should be doing that. And there is like a little note here. When something is trending, you can bet, you can expect that 100% that all of the people will be creating that, because I can tell you all of the people know about that. All of the creators are using the idea of stealing like an artist. If something is trending, everybody will be creating videos in that style, or everybody will be using a certain audio or a certain visual or anything. So you have to be fast. The faster you will be, the more reward you will get, as I said here. So that's about it when it comes to stealing like an artist. And the last thing in this part is repetition. That part is really short because there is not much to be said here. Social media is a game of consistency. Everybody can achieve success if they are consistent. And consistency allows you to refine the ideas, see what's working, and decide on the future videos based on numbers, because you are constantly testing what's working. Now we move on to referrals. So this is the best type of inbound leads. Once you get your first couple of clients, you will probably start getting referrals. And there is one secret for getting a ton of referrals. You have to over-deliver like crazy. For example, client asked for 10 videos, edit 10 plus 2 for free. Again, it's just another way how you can stand out from your competition. Again, it goes back to this sentence. The harder something is, the less people are going to follow. So if you can edit 2 videos for free, you can bet that not many people are going to do that. Not many people are going to put in that much work. Okay, and that's about it when it comes to chapter 3, so getting clients. We can move on to scaling. So now, if you are a beginner video editor, you might be thinking that that's everything that you can get out of this video, but I can tell you, stay with me because it will be worth it. There is a lot of things that you can learn from this part of the presentation that can apply to you even if you don't have any clients right now. So first thing is communication. Except for over-delivering, this is the most important factor determining whether your clients will stay with you. So here are some rules. First of all, be professional. You cannot be unreliable when it comes to dealing with clients. That's probably the fastest way to actually lose clients. So tell clients what is the status of the next video. Tell clients if there will be any delays, and just be a normal human being and engage in conversation with your clients. Of course, while still being professional. Next thing is, where should you communicate? So as you see here are just 4 examples of platforms where you can communicate, but actually I prefer one of them over the others by a lot, and that's Slack. In my opinion, you should be using Slack, but we'll get to that. But the most important thing is actually that you want to be in charge where you want to communicate. You decide where you communicate with your client. Don't let your clients decide where you communicate. You should be in charge of that. So as I said, Slack is probably the best because it's the most professional platform. Like, I don't know if you should ever use Discord to communicate with clients actually. Maybe some clients will push you to that because they are like in a gaming niche, and Discord is a very popular platform when it comes to gaming, but I wouldn't recommend Discord. I don't know what is happening around Telegram because I heard that they have some legal problems, so I don't know about this. And WhatsApp is probably the second best one when comparing to the other platforms right there. But I will be talking about Slack since I think that's the best platform. So what you want to do is create a separate Slack workspace for all of your clients. I will not be going in depth on how to do that since that's pretty easy. Like, if you can learn editing, you can learn how to use a communication platform like Slack. So yeah, create a separate workspace for all of your clients. And I also said it here, the things that I was talking earlier. Slack is a professional platform, and even on a subconscious level, it makes you look better in the eyes of the clients than using, for example, Discord. So that's it about communication. If you had to remember one thing from this part of the video, it's probably to be more professional. You have to be more professional when it comes to everything money related. Okay, next up we have hiring. So this part is for people that already have some clients and they want to know how to hire the best talents on the market. Okay, so how to buy other people's time and what to look for when hiring. There are 4 main things. Are they intermediate to an expert in the task that they will be taking over? Also, it depends on the project, because for example, if the project is really easy, you can have like an intermediate level of editor on that project, but if the project is really important, you should have an expert on that. The second thing, are they an effective communicator and respond quickly? This goes back to the communication. Another thing, that's why it's very important. You have to know how to communicate with clients and with your editors. Do they align on pay? Of course, it's very important. And are they an action taker? You want to reward action takers because usually they're just better employees. We'll assume that you don't have a huge following to just post on your story to find editors. So where do you actually look for editors? So here are the main platforms that I would consider. No, actually, with one exception. Facebook is good, Discord is good, Instagram is good, school communities are good. For example, in our community, in the Leverage Editor community, we have a lot of content agency owners, even the one that I showed you here in the testimonials. He has a huge content agency. So a lot of the times in our community, people are posting job offers. So that's a great place to either find an editor or even find a job if you're an editor. Twitter, and I also added Upwork here, but I added it here just to cross it because I don't recommend looking for talents on Upwork. And I have a personal experience from that because not that long ago I was looking for an editor to help me with some projects with clients, and obviously I posted a job offer in the Leverage Editor community. By the way, if you're wondering, the link to join that community will be in the description if you're interested in that. But going back to the Upwork thing, I don't recommend using Upwork because you don't really find high quality editors out there. Like, I posted a job offer here, as I said, and I was getting a lot of people to apply to that, but literally none of them were good. I couldn't find a good editor on Upwork, so I don't recommend Upwork. And now, how to hire. First thing is qualifying test, then interview 1, then interview 2, that is optional, because throughout all of these steps, you will be filtering out people. Let's say you got 100 people coming to your qualifying test, then only 10 people go to the next level. Then after the first interview, you will have 3 best editors, course, and then that's why the interview 2 is optional, because if you have a lot of people applying to your job board, you will probably want to do 2 interviews. But sometimes this can be the case that 1 interview will be enough. And then of course either the editor or just employee is hired or disqualified. Based on that, you want to create a hiring funnel in Notion or Excel sheets. And this hire actually comes from the Leverage Editor community. We give that to our students. But that's not that hard. Literally what you have to do is just from submissions, first interview, second interview, hired, disqualified. That's it. Interview is another thing in itself. We also cover that in the Leverage Editor community if you're interested in that. But I will not be covering how to do interviews here, but we'll cover how to do qualifying tests. So you should prepare a test that will roughly take an editor like 3 to 4 hours to do. You might be thinking, if you're an editor and you're looking from an editor perspective, you might be thinking that that's a lot of work. But again, it goes back to this sentence. We want people that are willing to push through hard things. We want people that are willing to put in the work, to be in the 1% of editors. So this can be just simply creating the sample edit, literally 10 to 15 seconds in a desired style. Literally tell them to create a 10-second or 15-second edit in Iman Gadzhi style and give them the raw footage, of course. So there are a lot of people who will just send you their portfolio and they will not be willing to do the test. And that's like a quick filter, probably like, you know, if you have 100 people, probably like 60 will do the edit actually, because 40 will be not willing to put in the work. They will just only send you their portfolio. Yeah, and I'm saying that here. This will filter all of the people who are not willing to put in the work. We are looking for action takers. And then once you have the qualifying test prepared, you should prepare a Google form with all of the data needed. So country, city, state, software proficiency, so they can evaluate that by themselves, computer specifications, internet speed test. We don't want people who don't have a good internet. At the start of this form, they should be also name. I think it's cut here. I think I didn't include that in that screenshot, but there should be a name of the person. And the last thing is a link to your best work or a portfolio. We ask them to create a simple edit, a quick edit, but they probably also have some sort of portfolio, so why not look at that, of course. And yeah, at the end I said include a place to post the sample edit because it's actually not visible here. You cannot see that in this form, and portfolio, of course. So yeah, this is how you hire the best talents on the market. And yeah, I call that the Leverage Editor system because this is what Leverage editors are using. So this video was pretty long, but I can tell you it's still not everything. It's still actually not everything on how to literally be able to print money with editing. This is like the basics. I cannot go into the most advanced stuff here because we just don't have time for that. But these are the things that we cover in the Leverage Editor community. We go through all of the things and we give you all of the templates. For example, for the outreach messages, you might be wondering, okay, I should be sending them 3 samples, but what should I write there? How should I structure my email? How should I structure my DM? When to actually follow up? What should be the follow-up messages? All of these things, as well as also how to perform the copy work in an ideal way. And a fast track to actually become a Leverage Editor is in the Leverage Editor community, as well as the templates for everything included here. All of these things you will find in the Leverage Editor community. So if that's something that you would be interested in, link is in the description. You can click on the link and check if that's something for you. We'll show you everything there and give you all of the templates. You can just go on the page, you can see for yourself if you think that's something that you would benefit from. But for now, that's everything. Oh, okay, one more thing. The freebie that I mentioned here will also be in the description. So the Leverage Editor community link will be in the description, as well as the link to the freebie will also be in the description. So yeah, that's it. That's everything in this video. Thank you guys for watching. I hope to see you in the Leverage Editor community. But for all of the people there that don't want to join, that's completely okay, because with the knowledge that I gave you here, you will be able to anyway land a client. Maybe it will just take you longer. But yeah, the knowledge here is just the entire system that I know. So I hope you enjoyed that video. I hope you learned a lot, and I hope to see you in the next video. Peace.